Life has ups and downs. What make me personally stay super focused is because I actually came from nothing. So for me to make it where I am today, and I'm also not scared to lose it all tomorrow. Because I know what's like. I've already been down.
You've already hit rock bottom. You know what it's like.
That always keeps me focused, and that's what always in the back of my head, the humble beginnings. Just work hard, stay focused, and always stay positive.
Who am I here with today?
You're here with Steelo today.
What does it feel like to be a business owner and entrepreneur?
It feels amazing for the most part. In the last little bit, things are a little bit tough, especially since COVID. But other than that, being a business owner or being an entrepreneur, it actually motivates you to keep on going, and nothing will literally stop us from making ends meet. Regardless of what kind of a business you're running, you always have that in mind. You got to make it work. And that's what we're doing in here.
Do you think COVID really pushed you to become better and, not give up in business?
COVID obviously did all kinds of damages to a lot of businesses, especially small businesses. We had to start kind of like rebuilding every time we had a lockdown.
Right.
We had to kind of rebuild from the bottom again. So COVID definitely did some huge damage to small businesses. But then again, it also taught us how to be tough and what other ways to go and try to make ends meet. I mean, myself, like since COVID, I actually launched my fragrances. So we're always thinking of making something happen all the
Always
time.
thinking ahead.
Absolutely.
So you have a barbershop, a salon, and you have your own fragrance. So tell me how you went from, working at a mall back in the day to, opening up your shop. Like what was the process like from, being an employee to becoming an entrepreneur?
Honestly, it's very simple to basically get to your end goal by working hard, being honest, and because if you're working hard, you're being honest, you're consistent with your work, you don't really have to worry about being recognized. You will get recognized. So obviously, a good personality besides that goes a long way. But other than that, obviously, work hard, keep going, and you'll reach your goals.
Your full potential. And consistency is key as well.
100%. And I would never, because a lot of the young barbers or hairstylists, they're trying to push things a little bit too fast. With today, we have social media. So you can get recognized pretty quick. What I would recommend them to do is to focus more on their craft and let their haircuts talk.
Do you think social media has a negative or a positive influence on business owners?
Social media has obviously positive impact for the business owners and for salons and restaurants, almost anything. A lot of people gets to know about your work through social media, so it is more positive than negative.
So social media is amazing for businesses, especially small businesses, for exposure.
Exposure, 100%. Like a lot. You mean you can reach a lot of people within your area quick
right.
by, using the right algorithm. And so yeah, no, it is good.
How long have you been in business?
So I've been in business since 2013, basically. I worked in the mall as a regular stylist, and just because I couldn't really make ends meet working at the mall, so I got a job at Tito's Pizza right beside us over here. Yeah.
I got a second income from the pizza store.
Yes, and then once I started working at the pizza store, I saw a sign where it says, hiring stylist for a chair rental. So I talked to the lady, and she was amazing. She is amazing. Gave me an opportunity to start over here as a chair rental, and then 4 years after, that's when I took over this place. So I kind of like changed everything around.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, humble beginnings.
Yeah, 100%.
So how do you stay focused on your business in a world full of distractions?
Honestly, like positive, staying positive all the time. Life is not always about rainbows and sunshines, right?
No.
So life has ups and downs. And what make me personally stay super focused is because I actually came from nothing. So for me to make it where I am today, and I'm also not scared to lose it all tomorrow. Because I know what's like. I've already been down.
You've already hit rock bottom. You know what it's like.
That always keeps me focused, and that's what always in the back of my head, the humble beginnings.
Yeah.
So, just work hard, stay focused, and always stay positive. Like a lot of the times when people comes and sees me in here, they're like, Steelo, how do you stay positive? Like, look, this happened here, that happened there.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, one time will fix everything,
It's all a mindset too.
Yeah.
It's all a mindset
Yes.
of how you portray it.
And a lot of the times, things that happens outside of your power, you can't really fix it anyways. So just hope for the best and
Yeah.
focus on what's in front of you, which for me, it's like,
Right.
my clients that are sitting in my chair, I gotta make sure that they're 100% satisfied. Always positive, man. That's what keeps me going all the time.
Focus on going forward and not backwards.
Absolutely. That's exactly right.
What are the biggest misconceptions people have about, going into entrepreneurship and business?
There's always what ifs and what if it doesn't work? Or what if there is no what ifs in my dictionary at all? Like, I'm being serious. There is no what if. You jump in, you're either going to swim and you're going to make it,
Full throttle.
or you're going to learn and you're going to do it better the next time. So if everyone kind of like goes with that mindset, it's like, hey, I'm going to jump in and I'm going to do it. Like, I mean, within this shop, I've had a tattoo artist starting in there. I gave someone an opportunity to see if they can make it work. And obviously, COVID happened and then no one wanted to get tattoos because, you know what I mean? So things didn't work out. But I dove in. I'm glad I did. It didn't work out, but that's fine. I have laser hair remover happening in that same room again. So there's always opportunity if you want to make it an opportunity.
So one opportunity goes and another opportunity
Absolutely.
comes.
Absolutely.
Did you ever have anybody doubt you in business and entrepreneurship?
Yes. And it's usually people that are very close to you. And it's normal for those people to think that you might not make it because they're two, they know you in and out. But then if you're having a mindset of an entrepreneur or a mindset of like someone that don't want to be stuck in the same spot, then you're going to dive in. And that's what I did. So I dove in. I mean, people weren't thinking that I was going to make it when I left the mall. Like I was hearing all kinds of stuff, but then I jumped in.
Yeah, but you didn't listen to them.
No, I jumped in and, everything happened from there. Yeah.
So you basically bet on yourself.
100%. I mean, who else are you going to bet on in today's world? Yourself, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's powerful.
Yeah, thanks, man.
What's the number one reason you think businesses fail?
I mean, in today's world, I don't think that there's one reason. There's multiple reasons, especially what's going on today in the world. Like, if you would have asked me this question like a little while ago, it would have been a different answer. But, knowing that we're jumping, right now we're getting a little bit more political, So obviously, economy is not the greatest today with tariffs, with what's going on in the Middle East, with the war with Iran. So without getting very political, I think number one reason why a lot of businesses are failing today is that majority of people are actually holding to what they have because tomorrow is not very certain with what's going on today. Like with Middle East, with Donald Trump and the tariffs, so for that reason, I think a lot of people are trying to keep their hands on their pockets for a little bit, and if they're not spending, obviously, their small businesses aren't making it, and
So a lot of people are more on the fence line.
100%. At least that's how I feel like. I could be wrong, this is my opinion. So that could be one of a huge factor today. And then also, if you love what you do, if you believe in what you make or if you have, let's say, a restaurant, if you believe in your food and you provide the best quality, the best service is something that it's dying today, but if they bring it back, they will survive. But I know a lot of businesses are shutting down in the last, year and a half.
Yeah. What's your best piece of advice for anybody struggling in business right now?
Get up early, show up to work, and continue doing what you're doing. What I've been advising a lot of my coworkers in the salon is that maybe we need to bring that human to human, that old school way of bringing business back. You could easily ask your clients instead of best compliment you can give me is by bringing a friend, for example, referrals. But that referral compared to like, social media referral completely different because that's like more personal to personal.
Right.
So that's been helping a lot.
What's your best financial advice for the younger generation?
Spend less, especially on, unnecessary things that they're spending their money on. If you have any habits, cut down your habits. Seek an advisor, maybe sit down with them and see what you can do in terms of like maybe investing that extra money that you save from cutting that unnecessary spendings. If they wanna, let's say, open up a business, obviously you have to have some money up front. So that savings could end up helping them in the future to be able to do something with it, with that money. So many unnecessary habits that we have, for example, you don't have to go to Timmy's every morning. Just an example.
Right.
Or, I mean, if you're a smoker, maybe you should, think of quitting and put the money aside anyways to see what's going to do in a year.
Yeah.
And then there could be, other ways. Maybe you don't need like a phone with like, 200 GB of data or whatever, right? Save money in all little corners. I mean, a little by little could make a huge difference,
Right.
in a year or two or three or four, right? So that would be my advice for them. Things are tough today, so hopefully they're already doing all these kind of little tricks to save some more money.
Right. Before getting into business, did you have a mentor?
Being in this business, the best part about it is that, you meet lawyers, you meet doctors, you meet advisors, and, that connection. I got people in my life that I met through cutting their hair that have advised me to basically get where I am today.
How can anybody watching take action today and pursue their passion in today's world?
Taking risk is one of them. You have to take risk, and working hard is number one. Get up in the morning and, you make the move, and God will help you with the rest of it.
Why do you think people don't like to take risks?
Because what they don't understand that with risk comes rewards, right? So
That's
one,
gold.
yes, once they get a bit of a taste of that, no one can stop them at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
They're unstoppable. Do you think everybody's built for entrepreneurship?
No, not everyone is built for entrepreneurship, and
Why not?
again, there are people that have a heart of a lion, and then there are people that don't have a heart of a lion. So, and people that are always what ifs, those guys they could never get there because that what ifs keeps on lingering as they're going forward,
What ifs hold them back?
and that's why we have people that are willing to work the 9 to 5 jobs all the time because they're comfortable to do that job, and also there's once they clock off, then their mind is completely free of any worries. And people that want to get ahead, and people that want, I'm not saying that they're not getting ahead, like I'm pretty sure they're getting ahead in their own ways, but people that wants to own a business, that wants to go further even more,
There's no clocking off in business.
there is no clocking off in business. That's exactly right. So you're always working. If you have your own business, your name is out somewhere. So and that's the difference between people that don't want to go that route. And I'm not gonna lie, like the 9 to 5, sometimes clocking your brain off is not a bad idea.
Do you miss the 9 to 5 or
I don't, but I'm pretty sure people might be missing it.
what's one lesson you think hits people as soon as they enter the real world?
So when it comes to hairstyling, like I don't know if they're being told inside the schools that it's a little bit different. It's not easy to build. In order to build, a lot has to align with how they're carrying themselves, how they're obviously their skills, and then on top of skills, the customer service and that human connection. They kind of have to be likable. Like if someone is sitting in their chair and they're having a conversation, it's gotta click. So I don't know if they're told that in school when they come in here, that you almost have to be like a little bit of all of that or a lot of all of that in order to be successful and to build. And they need to know that when they're out of school, it's not going to be like, I'm going to make $3,000-$4,000 a month. Like yes, that will happen, but it requires a little bit of time and building that customer base.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Dude, thanks for having me, man.
No, I
It was
appreciate
amazing.
it.